Hey sugar, I'm gonna teach you how to make the best cilantro rice you've ever had. Come on. The thing that's probably most important about this rice is that you need to make sure you wash the rice until it runs clear. So I've got my Tommy pot here, a little bit of rice, and I'm going to just wash all the starch off until it starts to run clear. Okay, so we had about a quarter cup of rice. This is our cleaned rice, and about a quarter of a cup of that is in the pot. We're going to add about a quarter of a cup of liquid, okay? So I'm just adding plain water. I'm going to do a little more than a quarter of a cup. Okay, this is such an easy recipe. The only thing you're going to do is add some oil to this, all right? Really get it in there. So let's turn our eye all the way up. You've got your liquid added. You're going to add your basil oil or your rosemary oil or your lemon oil, whatever you choose, but you'll use that oil to really flavor the rice. So I've got 2 tablespoons of basil oil in that rice, okay? Just about, and just let it sit there for a minute. Let it kind of get through because it's fighting through the water. Okay, let that happen. We're going to add a pinch of pink salt. And if you didn't have pink salt, you wanted to add something like a chicken bouillon cube, you could do that. Okay, so this is the mixture that's going in our rice, and this is what we're going to do. I've got a couple of cloves of, I've got 3 cloves of garlic here, so let's get that in there. This rice is going to be extremely aromatic. It is not a spicy rice, but it is full of flavor. So I'm just going to sliver some garlic there. Get it finely sliced. And you can do this as fine as you want to have pieces of garlic throughout. You can leave the garlic out if you want, but I add the garlic just for that extra something special along with that oil. Okay, so that's what you got there. Now let's add our cilantro, and I've been keeping this just in the fridge. I cut off the very ends and place it in some water just like some flowers to keep it fresh, and just going to slice it. Every part of it is good, but I choose to leave the stems out. But you can use them as you want. The stems really have a concentrated flavor, so if you want it to, by all means. Okay. And this mixture is going into your rice. Just work that cilantro in. Make sure it's all throughout the rice. It's going to continue to cook through, and that flavor will be infused with the basil and the cilantro. It's going to be very herbaceous and full of flavor. After about 5 minutes of it going through this boiling cycle, cover it tightly and then turn your stove down. My pot is old and warped, so to make sure I've got a tight seal, I just placed a nice thin sheet of paper towel on top of it and got a really good suction there. Smart. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes or so. I can hear most of the liquid it has cooked out, but there is some. It's still steaming. All I'm going to do at this point is turn the stove off and continue to let it steam. If you think it needs water, if it's too grainy, add it at this point, because now it's going to finish steaming to cook, and in a few more minutes, we'll be done. This recipe takes about 35 minutes to complete. Okay, so after about 20 minutes of just sitting on the stovetop with residual heat, I'm gonna pop that top off. It's got a nice suction on it. And this is our cilantro rice. Look at this. Those onions are nice and soft. And the rice is tinted a little bit, so it's slightly green. So that lets me know that that cilantro really cooked through. All right, so we got our salmon seasoned up. All right, like I said, don't worry about that. If you're feeling iffy about peeling it back, you won't have to in this recipe. Okay, season the salmon up, and we're going to put it in this hot grease, skin down, and let it cook.